Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you guys how I did my makeup in my August favorites video. You guys definitely seem pretty interested in that, so I wanted to show you guys how I did it. It's really simple. Uses very few products. I think they're products that would kind of be staples in anyone's kit because these are colors that you would usually end up using all the time. It would kind of become like your go-to stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this, and if you have any questions, then feel free to post down below. So this look is actually really easy. It's not hard at all. What I'm going to go ahead and do, and that I've already done also so that you guys know, is that I've got some concealer under my eyes, I've got my foundation on, and I've got my corrector on over here as well. Only because for this look we're going to be doing quite a bit with the tear duct area and whatnot, so I wanted to have that prepped and ready to go. So my first step now is going to be using a primer. I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on all over the lid. And going all the way to the very top, to the brow bone. After that, I'm going to go in with the base. You guys don't have to do that. I do that just not for using it as a primer, but I'm using it because of the color. This is Provoke by Sigma, and it's really nice. It's like a paint pot consistency. So I'm going to pick up a little bit and just go ahead and put that on with my finger as well. This gives you a really nice base color for your eyeshadows to be on top of, because that will make it actually look a lot brighter than these eyeshadows really are. And I think that's the key to this look. So I'm going to go in with a bunch of really neutral eyeshadows. The first one is Arena. I talked to you guys about this before and what a great color this is. So it's really pretty. It's definitely more peachy toned than it is gold. And I'm going to pick that up and go ahead and put that on all over the lid. And do you see how much brighter that color looks? Right on top. So I'm literally going to go just on my eyelid area and nowhere else. And then I'm going to use Rice Paper eyeshadow, another favorite of mine that I've talked to you guys about before as well. And that one is this one right here. This is really great as a brow bone highlight too. This is definitely a staple in my makeup kit and for myself. And I'm going to use that and just highlight the tear duct area and the inner 1/3 of the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the inner 1/3, and you guys can see how much brighter it becomes. Then I'm going to start moving it outward and upward just to get the shape of my eye, and then you can start pulling it downward as well. So this eye of mine is a little bit cut right here, so it's a little bit harder to get the shape that I want. Then I'm just going to start to pick it up and move it upward like that. You definitely want to focus on this inner tear duct area though, because that's supposed to be the brightest point. Right there. And then after that, the look is so easy. I'm going to go in with one of my favorite brushes, the MAC 286 right here. And I'm going to grab Soft Brown by MAC, which is... Actually, no, I'm going to grab Saddle first, which is the soft brown right here. It's a really basic brown color, but it's got red to it and therefore looks really good on my skin color. I'm going to start right on the outside of my eye, work this into my crease. But what I'm going to do that's interesting is I'm going to try to change my eye shape a little bit. So I'm pulling this into the crease and moving it upward at a diagonal line to get it to meet pretty close to my eyebrow right here. It's like so. You can see a little bit of a shadow now, but not much. We're not making like a defined crease or anything like that. You're just trying to change the shape of your eye a little bit to make all the focus be like right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Brown Script eyeshadow, which is also by MAC right here. It's another really pretty brown. These are definitely basic colors that I think that you guys should have. It doesn't have to be from MAC, but just browns like this. I picked up a little bit of that. I'm putting most of it right in this corner, but I'm also going to use that and kind of move upward into that same shape. For this, I think it's kind of essential to hold your eye up like this. Normally you'd put on eyeshadow with your eye looking normal, but if you stretch it right now, you'll be able to get the correct shape that you need. So I've got this upward. And the thing is, I don't want this area to look dark, so you don't want your eyeshadow to be super bold here. That's why we're starting out here. working our way up to here. So by the time you get up here, your eyeshadow should pretty much all be used up from your brush anyway. But that's why you want to use like really feather light motions in a brush like this, because if you go in with a dense brush, you're going to have a lot of color payoff up here, and then that part of your eye is going to look really dark and not really what we wanted. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a flat brush like this. This is, it actually rubbed off, but I know it's by MAC. I think it's a 254. And just go in with a highlight that you think is really natural. And I'm using my Inglot 328 matte. I'm going to put that right into my brow bone and pull it downwards. This can also be used to kind of correct your crease work. Like if you feel like your crease doesn't look defined, not for this look because we didn't go for a defined crease, but just in general, this is a really good eraser tool to help create that cat eye or that perfect crease that you guys need when you're doing other looks. And then I'm going to go back in with that other brush that I used to kind of clean it up to make sure that I got the shape that I wanted. Just like that. And then we're going to go in with some eyeliner. So I'm using just a black liquid eyeliner. This one is by Marbella. It's the permanent eyeliner pen. Just normal. And I'm just going to go ahead and line my top lid, but I'm going to do it very, very, very thin because I don't want it to look overpowering. I'm just following the normal shape of my eye. I'm curving it downwards. I'm not doing a wing at all. And then, since I've got my concealer and foundation on, we're going to do our last step really quickly. Normally, if you're doing your eyes first, I still wouldn't do this step until I've got my concealer on, just because you want it to stay true to its normal color. But I'm just going to grab just a thin brush like that, kind of more detailed. Go back into that soft brown color from before and put that on the lower lash line. Not too much. You don't want it to look like red, because this color can definitely look a sort of red. You know, that red on your eyes is going to make you look really tired. But you kind of want to bring back some of the shadows that your eyes would maybe have if you didn't put on concealer. But what you could also do is that if you don't want to do this as an added step, the way that I did it, if you just don't put your concealer all the way to the very top right here, and you just leave that your normal skin color, you'd be able to get this look the same way. Okay, so for my foundation, I use the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, which is right here. And now what I'm going in with is this color right here by Nars. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. So much lighter than my actual skin color, but I'm going to use it to highlight. What I always do is put this on just in the corner. And I go with a brush like this, or this type of brush from Sigma is fine too. Even one of these. But I'm going to go in with this one for right now. This one is the Sigma Precision Angled P84. And what I'm going to do is pull it downward. This kind of serves as like an extra highlight before I put on my highlighter. I just like how bright it makes this area look. And now that I've done that, I can see where I'd want to go in and fix up my eyeshadow right here. I'm going to pull it outward to create the shape that I want. So I'm going to go in with medium caramel, or medium 2 caramel. It's darker than the other one. I'm just going to go ahead and put on any problem areas that you might have. And of course, you're going to blend this in. I'm just going to use a brush like this, or actually use this one right here. This one is the Precision Round P82 by Sigma. My skin has been so bad recently. Now I'm going to go ahead and powder just a little bit so that it doesn't look overly caked on, but also it withstands the heat and stuff like that. MAC's Prep and Prime Translucent Powder right here, and a big fluffy brush like this. Not really picking up much product at all, like very, very, very minimal. See, there's like pretty much nothing on the brush. I'm just going to put that into the areas that get oily for me. And I just want to set like this under eye concealer a little bit. That's about it. And then now to bring back life to my face, I want to use my bronzer. So this is a Nars Casino bronzer. I don't know if you guys can read the name on here. That's what it looks like. I've used a lot of it. I love it. And I'm just going to use this brush right here by Samantha Chapman. This is the contour brush. So I'm just going to go in the top of my hairline. And I'm bringing it down my temple, but I don't like to concentrate much color up there. And right from the top of my ear is where I'm pulling this down to create a little bit of shape. And then I'm going back down into my jaw, kind of like a 3. So if you guys look right here, you should be able to see, oh, wrong side. Right here, you should be able to see a little bit of the contour. It shouldn't be anything too crazy though. And then I'm going back right here and bringing it down on a diagonal line. Now I'm so attuned to using bronzer, I feel like if I don't, then I don't have enough color on my face. And I feel like blush looks really good over top of it as well. So now for my blush, and the picture that inspired me to do a look like this, it was kind of interesting because she had pink lips, this sort of neutral eye, and coral cheeks. So what I'm going to use is this blush. It's a number 4 by a company called Mineral Evolution. That is what it looks like. It's a very pretty, kind of like orangey, like a burnt orange sort of color. But it's not too dark. But just to be sure, so I don't look crazy, I'm going to use my eyeshadow brush because you guys know that it doesn't pick up that much product. And I just picked up that much. I'm going to go ahead and I like to start at the apples of my cheeks and pull backwards. So that way the most of your color is concentrated here. Just like that. So you guys can see what it looks like. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Hush by MAC, which is a frost. It's a cream color base. Like that. I'm actually going to pick it up just with my ring finger. And put it right kind of over top that concealer that I put on the corners. And just like a little C, but right here. I'm not pulling it up all the way to my temple like I would a powder highlighter. This is a really, really natural looking highlight and I love it. I think it's one of my absolute favorites. This is a good one to wear if you kind of want to fake the no makeup look. Because it doesn't have chunks of glitter that's going to catch like the light of the sun or like any office light or anything like that. So see how natural it is? It almost looks like you're just kind of dewy and nothing more than that. And then what I'm going to do is fill in my lips. But the first thing I'm going to do, since I have two-tone lips, is put on some concealer. This is Dim Lip Erase by MAC. You can use normal concealer if you'd like. Her lips, I mentioned to you guys, were really pink, and I really liked that. And the color that I thought it looked exactly like, I have 2 colors I think look the exact same but have different textures. This one is Bettina by Nars. You guys know my lip pencil that I love. And it also looks just like YSL's Color 25 Rouge Volupte lipstick. But for the texture, I'm going to go with this one because it definitely looks a little bit more glossy. And what I like to do sometimes is go back over it with lip liner. So I'm going to use a darker lip liner, Barbecue by MAC. You guys know my favorite. And I'm just going to put it right in the corners just so my lips don't look like they're dead. Just like so. So we have a little bit of a shape at least. And then of course, don't forget about your eyebrows. I will be using Michael Marcus's Brunette Brow with this little spoolie on it, which I love. Have you guys noticed that my eyebrows are 2 different shapes? Like this one is what I really want my eyebrows to look like. And then I have this guy right here that's just kind of blah. So I'm going to go in and fill it in. And as usual, you don't want the inner corner to be your darkest. You want that to be the lightest. Even if you're going for like super dramatic brows, still make sure that there's like a gradient where the inner corner looks lighter than the rest of your eyebrow. So as an added step too, sometimes since I powder quite a bit because of my skin getting oily later on, I can just go ahead and use like a finishing spray because that'll give you back some shine. So this one is by Scandinavia, No More Shine Makeup Finish. Okay, do you see that it gave us a little bit of shine back so you look normal? And now you always want to do that before you put on mascara. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, put on my 2 mascaras, and I will zoom out and show you guys. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys can see it and that you like it. It was actually really easy to do, right? I hope you guys felt the same way. And if you have any questions, then as usual, post down below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. Thanks, bye.